Hello subscribers, welcome to a live stream of Wizardry 8. We're playing the vanilla version on Expert Iron Man with 5 Rangers and a Priest. Okay, so I think we're good on barbed arrows, but we need more of the spear bolts. Let's get some more of those real quick. We're in Arnica right now. Let's see, what level are we? 7, okay. All right, I do have the identify spell, and I have a renewal potion, so I want to ID that so we can sell it.
Creepoo. Creepoo. Creepoo.
Have to sell that at Lord Prophet's.
Creepoo.
Got some enemies.
It's good to see you.
Okay, we can get rid of these fire sticks since we can't use them. See if there's a book I need to get. So I don't think we have enough alchemy to make any potions yet. I think everybody's at 14. Yeah, we need 15. At least on one character, I think. Then we can make heavy heals. So we'll try to do a little bit of acid splash casting here.
The chase begins. Attack!
See if we can get anybody increased to 15. Once we use up our water spell points, then we'll attack with weapons. All we need is one person's alchemy to go from 14 to 15. I think 15 is where we can make heavy heals. Not 100% sure of that though. Let's kill this one with weapons. Hey Zombo, welcome to the stream. How are you doing? Greetings from the cottage. Is that a vacation cottage or is that your home? Your dad's vacation cottage. Nice. Southern Ontario, just a bit of north of Toronto. Cool. Did you even have internet access? Bad cellular signal cannot stop your streak. Nice. That's funny. Trying to get alchemy to 15. See if that's where we get to merge light heals with moderate heals. Everybody's got 14 alchemy, so hopefully someone got an increase here. Let's see, how about rest up? Rest all reaches all the way over here. Slave Brothers getting a stamina read. It's a throwing range. Hey, Ron Reg, welcome in. How are you doing? It says fellow Canadian. That's right. I actually have a lot of Canadian viewers if I look at the demographics. It's pretty high. You wonder if it's because they resonate with your politeness? Yeah, maybe that is it. I don't know. Is it a small community where word of mouth too? I don't know. And maybe it's normal for Americans to have a lot of Canadian viewers since we're next to each other. Okay, did anybody get 15 alchemy? No, they did not. You're doing well? Glad to hear that. You have a week off of work. Ooh, nice. That's fantastic. Are you going on vacation or are you just going to be at home mainly? It's definitely possible, just interesting. You have a lot of Canadians. Yeah, it is. Let's see here. It's such a bad weapon. Trying to decide if I want to have one of the Rangers use mace and flail type. Because I could dual wield a war scepter and a hammer. Why not? Get a little variety here. Some enchanted mace would actually be good. It weighs 10. But it does give plus 10 mace and flail. Which does affect the offhand. Let me take a look here. So I didn't give mace and flail to anyone. Who has the most strength? 82. That's not that much difference. We'll just keep it on them. You're at home looking to do some personal project stuff, family things, a few other things. Cool. Yeah, I know. With a week, you can't really go anywhere. Ron says the axes in this game are so limited, sadly. Yeah, they are. Unless we can find, what's it called? There's a few really good ones, but they're rare. Just hoping we'll get a good one. Hey, Severed, welcome in. How are you doing? Okay. So, on my solo run with the samurai, I learned that armor is almost useless in this game, believe it or not. So, I kind of don't want to invest a lot of money in it. I feel like all that's kind of overpriced. Greaves would be good because they're light and they're fairly cheap. That's super heavy there. So I think I'll wait around. Let's wait around and get some greaves. Brent says, why is armor useless? Most enemies seem to bypass armor. Not all, but most. Which is really bizarre. I don't know why that happens. But the samurai had terrible armor. I completed a solo run just fine. It did not seem to matter. Your level seems to make a huge difference. The level is the biggest factor. So I just don't think it's worth the money for most of it. And of course, magic resistance is super important. That's by far the biggest factor. Here we go. So these are decent because they only weigh 8.5 and it's +6. So I'll get armor if it's cheap and light. Otherwise, it's just not worth it. Because the other thing is it affects your stamina because you're carrying more weight. There's just so many factors. It's just not, doesn't seem to be worth it. So I still have to decide about this. I don't think it's worth it. Some more of these. Yeah, in the base game. Yep. Most enemies bypass armor. I don't know if it's because they have that backstab ability or the berserk ability where they do double and triple damage. But I discovered in my last run, I did quite a few tests where I had better armor on. It did almost nothing. So I'm like, okay, we're just going to run around without any armor on. And it was fine. It worked fine. So it's kind of a scam. Because I used to think it made a big difference. It does not. The level scaling level difference between you and the enemy is by far the biggest factor. So that's what we want to do is get ourselves higher level. It's kind of hard with 6 characters. It's very slow compared to a solo. Yeah, weapons are for sure worth it. Yes. The weapons and having a good hit chance, that's a big deal. So your 2-hit bonus, that's huge. And these are just the bonuses. It's not showing you based on your level, because your level impacts that as well. It's why level's just everything. It impacts pretty much everything in the game. Even though you don't know it and it doesn't report it, it does. It's like ingrained in every formula calculation. Okay, well, we still want to train alchemy. Because we need 15 alchemy. We're at 14. Hey, Grimbork, welcome in. How are you doing? So, only difference between tanks and other characters are good hit point pool. Yes, hit point pool is a huge deal, and so is special abilities. So, like the Lord's Regen ability, that's a huge benefit. Because as you actually level up, the regen goes up too. So things like that are huge. Magic resistance is gigantic because it prevents debuffs on you. Your level's the biggest factor because it calculates in everything, including your chance to do effects on them, whether with spells or weapons. Yeah, just your damage output and your chance to hit's a big factor in that. And then yeah, armor just in general doesn't do much. It's just not worth the money and the weight. If you find it or you have excess money, fine, and you have plenty of strength, but otherwise it's such a low priority. Yeah, and the hit points help not only with just straight damage, but it helps with spells. Again, level difference impacts all of it because it impacts your chance to be hit, your chance to resist spells, your chance to penetrate the enemy's resistance, how much you regen if you're a lord. It's just everything. Ron says armor merchants hate him. Learn this cool trick and find out why. I wonder if that was an intentional choice with armor or something applied the wrong values. I suspect they applied too many special attacks to enemies. It works if the enemy doesn't have like a backstab or like a double triple damage attack or things like that, but most enemies seem to have it. Like these guys, they can do double and triple damage, and it seems to impact their chance to hit. Now, the backstab for sure bypasses it, and like plants and things like that. Even, you know, things you wouldn't suspect to have a backstab attack do have backstab. Even evasion armor class does not have much effect on backstab. Your level has the biggest. Gremborg says somebody should find and ask the third tech developers if it's working as intended. Now the stealth skill is super strong, not because of the evasion ability, but because it can cause an enemy to not even see to attack. So they just don't attack, period, that character. So that's for sure one of the most powerful abilities in the game. Alright, let's see if anybody got an alchemy increase. Nope. Still gotta do more casting. I mean, we can heal. That'll give us a little bit of training here. This is Iron Man Expert, yes. All of it, the difference with... So Iron Man has no impact on any rolls. It's just you can't save and reload. That's it. And then the difficulty only seems to impact every roll. So what it does is at the end of all calculations, and this is, I'm just doing this based on my experience. I don't know for a fact this is how it works, but it seems to just alter the final rolls no matter what. So like you could have 100 on something and be higher level than the enemy. And let's say they're trying to hit you with paralyze. So in theory, they should have 0 chance to paralyze you. You can be paralyzed in expert mode, which to me makes it seem like after every roll's done, it just subtracts. It seems to be about a 20 or 30%. That's just a subjective thing I've come up with, but so if you have 100 as the final roll, it just seems to cut it down to like 70%. Just a flat decrease. And I'm assuming easy's the opposite, where at the end of the roll, it'll add a 20 or 30% bonus for you no matter what. And then normal doesn't seem to adjust any of the rolls. And that applies to pretty much every roll, including like picking traps and just all kinds of stuff. And that's why it's so difficult on expert, because like you can think you have perfect ability on something and you can still get scammed. Yeah, that's correct. With the stealth skill, they won't even attack them if they're being attacked. Yep, they'll just stand there. Now, if you only have one character and they have stealth, they'll just stand there and lose their turn. If you have 2 characters, one has stealth, the other doesn't, then the attack just goes to the other character. So, it mainly in normal playthroughs just makes it where your character with stealth is more protected, but in a solo run it actually makes them lose a turn completely because they don't even see the character to attack. It's real weird.
We have company.
Two backfires. Yeah, you can exploit a steal on her mace, even though you're not supposed to. Absolutely right. Let's do a bless. That'll help Vi. Control click or control right click and she won't complain. Yeah. You can accidentally get in a soft lock too, where you can't get out of a vendor if you try to take away her stuff, like at a vendor. I've had that happen. And then I had to attack the vendor. Getting some training here. Hopefully someone will get 15 alchemy. You switch inventories and do it that way. Ron says, always amazes me you keep playing this game and find new things every time. Yeah, it's so complex. There's so many different things that can happen. Always being surprised by it. Of course, the experimenting helps. If I didn't experiment with a bunch of things, I wouldn't find nearly as much. Vi's just standing there as we're shooting arrows right by her head.
They were no match for us.
There we go, Alchemy 15. Nice. We'll see if that was what I needed to mix and make heavy heals. I think it is. Let's see if I have any moderates here. So, D Forte, where are you?
All right.
Nice. Can also get some training here, potentially. On artifacts. Ron says, what impresses me most is how relatively solid the game is despite the rushed and crazy development. It's really polished. Yeah. I agree. Do we have any more light heals? We are all out of light heals.
Finally, say.
Okay, we're gonna recruit her just to take her.
Let's go. Goodness, those
Get a little bonus from Lord Prophet. Gotta go talk to him first.
Oh,
I am certain.
he took it.
Says especially when you compare it to Wizards and Warriors. Yeah. Well, the biggest problem with Wizards and Warriors was it was meant to be an online game. I don't know if you know that or not.
I hoped.
It was meant to be an MMO. So it was actually set to play that way. And then my understanding is D.W. Bradley was told by, I don't even remember which company it was, but the publisher said you had to make all these changes. So they basically undid that and made it into just a solo player type game then. So I think because they were forcing certain things, it just really screwed up. I got some major changes to make, right in the game engine, late in the process. So I suspect that has a lot to do with it. Otherwise, I think it would have been a lot more polished. Because Wizardry 6 and 7 is super polished. And that was D.W. Bradley. Yeah, I definitely have interest in going back to that game. The problem is playing it blind. It's going to take me ages to beat it. Because of the puzzles and everything. But yes, I'm very interested in getting back to that. You don't know if it would have been a good idea for it to be an MMORPG. I think it would have been amazing. I think if he would have made that happen, that would have been incredible. It probably would have changed his whole career, his whole company. Getting into that fairly early, It could even still be going. But yeah, I don't know why the publisher did that kind of thing. That seems... I don't know if they were in a rush to try to get more money. So they didn't want him to spend the time making it solid as an MMORPG? I don't know. I definitely don't blame him. Because history showed he had made amazing stuff. Okay, so we're going to go release Vi. Where we talk with Helly. And then we'll go back and talk to Lord Prophet.
Something is creeping around.
Grimperk says, have you tried the Wizardry 1 remaster? No, I have not. I've watched videos of people playing it, but I have not.
Did it have to Jim?
Yeah, I don't remember when EverQuest and WoW was. I thought they were before that, but I'm not sure. Well, EverQuest, I think, was before that.
This'll hit. Sure thing. We're allowed.
For some reason, I thought it was before 2000, but I don't know. I could be wrong on that. WoW, I think, was after. Hey, Igloo, welcome in. How are you doing?
I'll see you. Farewell. All right. I guess we can meet up at Helly's later.
Okay, we got a cherry bomb. Let's see if anybody's qualified to throw it. 17's the best. It's not good enough to be reliable. Have you played the Wizardry 1 Remaster, Grimbork? Not yet. You've watched some Let's Plays too? Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, EverQuest was 1999. Ron says March. And WoW was 2004. You have the the Wizardry 1 remaster ROM, but you haven't played it yet. It's a little bit on the primitive side for me. The limitations of the classes and races and everything. I generally like more complex games.
Trapped.
Magnificent.
What kind of garbage or rubbish did we get, guys? The knockpicks are useful. Scroll of Cure Poison. That's really weird. It's a power 4 Cure Poison. And it's a scroll, so you have to actually use artifacts. That's a bad item. We'll be selling that. Ron says it felt like they had a lot of things to fix when they released it, so he held off playing. Yeah, that was very wise. They rushed it out the door, I think. Okay, free helmet. We'll go ahead and put that on.
Creepoo. Creepoo.
Medusa stones. Oh. Only 6, but hey, better than nothing.
This will be over in no time.
That's the backstab ability I was telling you about. That seems to bypass armor. Get some melee training here, since these guys aren't a threat. Thanks for the 100 bits, Queepoo, Sever. I appreciate it. Queepoo. And roll that poo, too. Thanks again. I appreciate the 100 bits. Wee poo. Should get some good training out of this. Even though it was slow. Oh yeah, here we go. Nice. 3 pages. Let's get a little more alchemy training. Alright, so let's train our priest a little bit here. Just for a few minutes. Turn off the sound so it's not super annoying. Power train. Don't really care about the mental. There's not that many good mental spells for the priest, unfortunately. If you're a bishop, on the other hand, it's important. But we're looking for the divinity skill. I mean, it does help with mental resistance. For every 10 points you get in the mental magic, it gives you 1% mental resistance. So right now, she has 5%. $80 divinity, pretty good. Hey, Car, welcome in. How are you doing? Slacker DPS Part 3. Yeah, right now their DPS is pretty low, but it will go up. It's Especially once we start getting multiple shots. And they'll get critical hits with their range, which is going to be really awesome. Gotta get that ranged combat high. We'll get divinity to 85 on the priest, and then we'll move on. And I might actually try to go to Rapix Rift early with this party, because if we can get to that vendor early, we can get some really good ammo early in the game and then just destroy everything. But that area is very difficult. So we'll just have to see. I might test it out. Test it early and see what kind of monsters we get. Because there's said monsters, which probably do around level 12. Ron says, Rangers always felt so overwhelming to me. So much to train. Yes. That's how that's how all the hybrids are. There's too much to train. You have to do it, though, or they're going to be terrible. Hybrids are only decent if you train the heck out of them. There we go, 85. Perfect. I am still going to leave this chest here in case I want to train it later. Car says, so I may try to get this working for me again. What I need is Windows 9X VM that can be run in Windows with no mouse locking. You don't need Windows 98, Car. You can get this to run on Windows 8.1, that's what I'm running on, Windows 10, and you can use, there's a mod, the fan mod, I think that's what it's called. That allows you to do windowed mode. I never worry about that. You don't have to have a VM. Ron says, would you say this game is your comfort game? Throw it on and just have fun? For me, that's Might Magic 6. That's a good question, Ron. I actually think platformers are more of my comfort games. Like Castlevania, things like that. But if I had to pick an RPG that was more of a comfort game, I'd pick Bard's Tale. Because you don't have to think much. This game, you have to think a lot in the battles. But this is definitely one of my favorite games, if not my favorite. Might and Magic 6, huh? Yeah, Bard's Tale is a great choice, especially the remasters, just because of the auto map and just killing hundreds of monsters, hearing them scream. You don't have to think about it. Yeah, I saw some reds over there. Well, let's go in here and pilfer.
Who could that be?
Thank you. Goodbye.
Farewell.
Ooh, we're getting some lag. Ron says, did the designers of this game do anything else after this? Yes. So one of the primary designers was Brenda Brathwaite, who is now Brenda Romero. She started her own company, and some of the games, I think she did like something stupid like Playboy Mansion or something dumb, because she talks about it in an interview. I would recommend watching Matt Chat's interview with her, Brenda Romero, because she talks about some other games she did too, help design. I personally don't know of any of her games, like I haven't played any of them. Mind Magic 6 is for party members, so it's not for everyone, it just hits for you. Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. Everybody deserves to have a great game that they want to play. The other one, Linda Curry, I don't know. I don't know what she did. I think she was like the daughter-in-law of Robert Sirotek, the owner of Sirtec. Not 100% sure of that, but I feel like I remember hearing that in the interview. You really love Mind Magic 1 as well? The sense of exploration is fantastic? Yeah, it is. I'm not going to equip Bloodlust because then we won't be able to shoot. Seems like she knows how to make an RPG, so you're curious. Yeah. She worked very closely with D.W. Bradley. He was her mentor. She started at Sirtec super young. So he had a gigantic impact on her. So I think she tried to honor his vision of the wizardries. Ooh, that was garbage. Devil dust. I like that. Where did it go? Looking at her wiki page, she didn't do too much after this game. Yeah. Well, I know she married Romero, the guy that made, was it Doom?
Locked tight.
And he was a game developer. I think she did board games, actually. A board game or two. She said in one of her interviews. But I mean, she can't be... It's hard to match D.W. Bradley's design level. I don't know if anybody can, honestly.
Locked up.
Longbow, nice. We do have a use for that. Some other stuff to ID here too.
Roll-a-poo. Roll-a-poo.
Creepoo.
Nice. Ron says, hey, if you're going to do one major game, might as well have it be awesome. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, just think about all the people who have loved this game and still play it, and all the enjoyment they got. And to think, if you've created something like that. You've contributed so much to people's enjoyment. I mean, honestly, for unforeseeable future, you know. I'm not going to do the Guardian fight. That would be way too hard. Car says a one-hit wonder is still a hit. That's right. Having released 10 crappy games compared to one amazing game, the one amazing game is by far better. Let's go back and talk to him again. They'll give us a little bonus.
I'm glad when we took her family. I hope
Farewell.
it's good.
Okay, now we can offload some of this junk. The ice bomb we're never going to be able to throw. I'm going to sell it. It'll be super high level before we can throw that successfully. Okay, we're going to merge these.
All right. All right.
Okay, so we can train on IDing these. If he has more lights we can buy. Ooh, nice. He's got a ton. Ron says, so you do think Wizards and Warriors is D.W. Bradley's version of Wizardry 8? Yes, but I don't feel like it was really his full vision. I think his full vision got crippled by the distributor. I think if he would have had full reign and been able to do exactly what he want, it would have been released a year or two later than what it was, and it would have been amazing. But yes, I do think that was his version of Wizardry. Because Dungeon Lords was after Wizards and Warriors, and you can see where he went with that, where it was more about class changing, you know, going on all those further side quests and everything. I mean, that game has a huge amount of skill sets and stuff. Even though it was just a single character game. Okay, light heals.
All right. All right. All right.
So we need 6 more moderate heals.
All right. All right.
Heavy. If Wizards and Warriors came out a few years later, it would have been just before WoW. How things might have changed. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, there's so many things like that in history. Like, Michael Cranford was working on Wise Wands. I actually interviewed him about it. And then, you know, it was going to be based on creating wizards, these unique wizards. but he based it on Ethereum as instead of having like a Kickstarter, he was basing it on Ethereum and gonna have it work like that, and then Ethereum crashed. When I say crashed, I mean it just dropped so much that it threw off his whole project for over a year. And at that point, it was the project. The investors lost interest in everything, and the whole thing went downhill. All because of bad timing. But that would have been something totally different. And that could have been like a revolutionary thing he was doing. But because of all that and the terrible experience, that all fell apart. Which is a real shame. That's another example of something like that that can happen.
Thanks.
Put this here. Okay, let's get back a little bit of our money. $12,000, nice. Let's buy up all these except one.
All right.
Igloo says, I did a couple of side projects that I never bothered to keep the source code safe. It was before GitHub existed. You mean you lost the source code?
All right.
That sucks.
All right.
Oh, that's a bummer.
All right.
Yeah, I'm super, super paranoid about losing things, so I have many, many backups and backups of different types and everything. All my stuff's extremely safe. Poison cures? Sure. I think I'm gonna get this magic nectar too.
I hoped.
Great.
Okay, let's go sell all these weapons. Igloo says, I didn't care because I was like a college student. I was just looking to get a degree and not make software. Yeah. Priorities were different.
Goodbye.
Interesting.
Okay, we do have leather legging here. It's an upgrade for someone. It was free. Okay. Get leather greaves. Those are cheap and light. I'll get some leather boots too. There we go. Everybody else has leather? No, we got one, two. Those are worth the money.
Until you
Farewell.
Igloo says they should force you to get a GitHub account and keep your projects there if I were running the college program. So wait, were your projects for the school? Is that what you're talking about? Couple classes you had to design software. Okay, so you're talking about you lost college source code. Gotcha. I thought it was your own personal projects. I don't think I rested long enough.
Farewell.
Reeves. Okay. Light, cheap armor. Good enough. Oh, let's get rid of these Shrike arrows. And regular quarrels. Pick up a few more of the fear bolts if he has them. One of them was personal. It's still there on the website. Oh wow, that's weird. It's on the school's website? Okay, let's go to the jail. Get a good sword down here.
It is locked.
Oh, we got some savant guys coming. Hurry up.
Locked up.
Yeah, when I was in college, we had to bring stuff on floppy diskettes. They still had floppies. Go in the computer lab and copy your programs off the floppy.
Locked up.
Makes you wonder how much good software is actually out there but never got discovered by anyone. Yeah, for sure. I mean, the remasters I've been making for AD&D, think about how few people know about it because they don't know about me, so they never would have heard about it. But when those games sold, it sold over 1 million copies back in the 80s, and there's way more people now. So there's probably less than 100 people that know about it. It's just nuts. And if people don't spread the word, then that's the only way people are going to find out about things. But you're absolutely right. There's probably so much software out there that people don't talk about. That'll be a whole thing in the future. Person's job is just to find stuff and report it. And they spend 100% of their time doing it. And then it'll get to a point where you have to actually... A person will just try to find people that just find things. And then trying to sync up those people that you would probably like to review. It'll just be so ridiculous. The world's going to be so saturated with software. It's not like physical objects, you know, so it'll go on forever. Unless the original build or source, whatever, is lost. But since it can just be copied, it's just bits represented on some device somewhere. It doesn't really take up any physical space. It's gonna get ridiculous. Ron says, or what is sitting in someone's basement or someone's mom's basement? Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Hey, Jimmy, welcome in. How are we doing? Says, look, we just need to put an ad in Dragon Magazine, and we're all set. Oh, about the D&D. That's funny.
This battle will be child's play.
Dragon Magazine. Ron says, I follow a blog that plays through old adventure games. They are still finding lost games to this day. That's awesome. That is cool. Some are being uploaded. Yeah, there's so much shareware too. Back in the day, there used to be, you could buy like a shareware CD that had, thousands of shareware programs on it. I still remember that.
I have recovered.
That's a relief.
I feel somewhat restored. Oh, much better.
You can run, but you can't hide.
My illness is extinguished.
Nice. All right, who gets the diamond epi? Sword is 7. Yep, that's fine. Amulet of Stillness. We can get some water resistance here. Since we don't have any Felpers, we should be decent. And the oilskin cloak, even better. I think I am going to give it to the priest. Her not getting paralyzed is more important. Okay. So let's see, there's some steel gauntlets we could still get. Let's rest up. Some odd troopers right outside. Like how they just hang out there. There's actually 2 groups. Yeah. There's troopers and the savant. What are they called? Henchmen. Close are we to level up? Ooh, real close. Okay. Let's get the priest to level 8. Ron says the steel gauntlets should increase thievery. That's funny. Steel. STEAL gauntlets.
Be on guard. Combat begins.
That's one thing most games seem to struggle with is pickpocket. Having a good pickpocket, not only mechanism, but just like play in the game. It's really hard to balance it. We're gonna use ranged weapons here. It's actually, it's easy to balance if there's no saves coming. It's hard to balance if there's saves coming because you could just reload. And then it's usually broken. Ron says this game's pickpocket system is pretty bad. It is. It's terrible. Igloo says Fallout had reverse pickpocket where you could put dynamite in someone's inventory. Oh, that's funny. That would teach him. I'm gonna back up a little bit here. I think these guys are immune to fear. I think you can make them insane, but not afraid. They look so much like mooks to me. This face right here. They look like the mook from Wizardry 6. Jimmy's paralyzed. Oh, Jimmy, Jimmy, Jimmy.
I feel somewhat restored.
Okay. Jimmy says that priest better unparalyze me then. Yeah, we did, just in time. Now we can move you back in the action. Alright, here will be the level up.
Darling, I just keep
Nice. Good training. Alright, 4th level spell. Already know what I'm getting. Whirlwind. Perfect. Ron says maybe that's what the mook looks like when they take off their fur robes. That's funny. How's your book clubs going, by the way, Ron? Do you still do that? I'm assuming you do, because I know it's a passion of yours. Oh, it's on a hiatus. Okay. Was that by choice or?
Over there.
Once you started this hockey mod project, you lost interest. I'll be darned.
The chase begins. Attack.
Well, I'm glad that at least you're on the hockey project enjoying that. That's cool. Just didn't have the energy or time with it. Yeah, that makes sense. Getting overcommitted's not good. It will definitely burn you out and drain you. You'll come back to it at some point, yeah. You were hosting it, doing all the research, driving the discussion, etc. Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot to deal with. Instant kill, look at that. That's the second instant kill from the Rangers. They're probably ready for, yeah, 3,000 experience away. You covered 50 books? Holy moly. Yeah, that is impressive. Yeah, and sometimes you just need a change, you know? You just need to leave something for a while, and then you get the urge to go back to it after time. And if not, it doesn't matter. You enjoyed the time. That's all that matters. There we go. There's our level up. Nice. Now, before I apply this, I actually do want to see if anybody's getting multiple swings or attacks yet. Yes, she's getting 2. Let me see what her skill level is. 57 range, 49 bow. Okay. So yeah, I think if we focus on those, we'll be getting a second attack real quick on everyone. So we're going to boost it. Blinding Flash for sure. I'm going to put 1 point into senses just to get that to 70. Blinding Flash. Having 2 attacks just doubled our damage output. Okay, you're not ready, so we're going to skip your spell. I will put some points into this now. 1 point there. Hey, Yor, welcome in. How are you doing? Says, oh, good. Stream Rewind is live, so I can accidentally rewind it and respond to something you said minutes ago. I think if you have, like, if you subscribe to someone, which I think you were given a gift sub, I think that enables Stream Rewind. I'm not really sure. I thought someone told me that. Ron says, I learned so many things during the club. People experienced all different stories, and it got me better at researching and writing, so it was worth it. Yeah, that's awesome. So many stories people would never have found or been exposed to otherwise, including myself. Yeah, exactly. Well, welcome in, Yor. How you doing? Thanks for giving Yor the shout out, Jimmy. Okay, let's see how many have 2 attacks now. They're close. So only 2 have 2 attacks, but right here, they should be fairly close. Well, it's the speed here that's making up the big difference. So she'll probably be next. Oh, forgot to do this one. Save your spell. Nice. Ron says, the ironic thing for me was that the Disney versions for some stories drastically improved over the originals. Some of the originals are terrible. Really? That is ironic. When you say the originals, you mean the original novels, not the original Disneys that then got remastered or remade. Yes, the original Grimm source materials. Okay, gotcha. So Yor, I'm still waiting to see you were going to respond to something. Is it something you're wanting to respond to here on chat?
Locked tight.
You said stream rewind
Something is creeping around.
was enabled so you could respond to it. Oh, he was joking. Okay. Gotcha. That's funny.
I see something.
He was being sarcastic. Yor was being his typical sarcastic self that we all love. It's easy to get his sarcasm when he's speaking out loud, but with text, it's really hard to tell sometimes. Something sarcastic. Ooh, we got some reds. He says, yep, lol. Yeah, Moody Mystery, what he used to do was he would say joking or just kidding in parentheses when he would text it. And I always appreciate that because I am really bad about getting sarcasm via text. LOL in parentheses, Jimmy says. Ron says Snow White and Sleeping Beauty are probably the best examples. Pinocchio as well. Disney drastically improved them. Well, that's cool. How did they improve it? Like, can you give like a generic reason? Like, was the story just kind of unbelievable, or what was it?
Come on, let's get them.
Remborg says, is Ranger the weakest class in Wizardry 8? No, definitely not. No, Rangers are decent. They're I'd put them in the middle. I would say the weakest class overall is Monk. It's the hardest to play. Gadgeteers are also one of the weakest. I'd probably put them in second place. If you're doing Iron Man runs. If you're doing Iron Man runs. Monk's the hardest, and then Gadgeteer's second. Ron says Snow White, for example, the dwarves don't really do much other than just exist, and the ending is very lame. They drag the coffin over a bump, and she spits out the apple to revive herself. Oh, okay. So kind of uneventful, it sounds like. Ron says Disney just added so many good elements. The unique dwarves, the interplay with the queen. Oh, so the dwarves weren't even unique? Wow. Yeah, that is pretty lame. That's interesting. In some versions, the Italian ones, they're bandits. Wow. That's really interesting. Okay, we're level 8. I think we're okay to move on. Let's go ahead and sell some of this junk we have. All Alright, we got 13,000. Might as well buy something before we head out. Let's see. These. Shield upgrade. Chainmail plus 1 lower. That'll give us some water resistance, which is good. Strength 81. They're all yours. Alright, looks good. Pinocchio. Oh, Ron says, so while I do give Disney some crap, they did improve some stories in some cases. Pinocchio is a really dark and miserable book. They kept some of that theming in the animated version, but trimmed a lot of the unnecessary stuff. Also, Cricket dies within the first few chapters of the book Pinocchio. So Disney kept him alive and gave him a name. Gotcha. Yeah, that sounds quite different. I think I am going to go get the demon bow. This is one party that can benefit. The demon string, it's called. Trying to see if I want any of this other stuff.
All right. All right.
Book of Blessing. Wait a minute. We already have these. Show me only what I need. Okay. We'll get 2 resurrection powders. Oh, and skeleton powder we definitely aren't going to use. Okay. Priest gets these. Perfect.
I hoped.
Thanks for letting you ramble about the fairy tales. Yeah, for sure. Very interesting information there. That's like, you know, it's great when someone is passionate and an expert in a given area. Like, even if I'm not interested in that subject, I still like to hear their perspective on it. Hear their information because they're passionate about it. And usually when someone's passionate about something, they reveal something interesting, even if it's a subject yourself you don't really care about that much.
Look there.
I don't know if that makes sense or not. Like, we know Yor is an expert in 80s music. And so if he rambled on about something about 80s music, I would listen to it. I love 80s music too, by the way. I'm not saying that, but it's just good when someone's a expert, you know, to listen to him. Crimson Poppies. We do not want to fight these out in the open. That would be GG. Hold on. Let me try casting power set. Okay. 7! Wow, 7 crimson poppies. This is going to be rough. Guardian Angel. Ron says the Disney versions of Cinderella is closest to a particular version of a French tale. Those elements, the coach, the godmother, the shoes, are the most fleshed out? Okay. There's also several thousand variants of Cinderella? Whoa! That's crazy. Hey, Stabby Road Games, welcome in. How are you doing? Ron says, and yes, I know exactly what you mean. Passion shows and people who are passionate can make you passionate too. Yeah, true. Ron says, I see Wizardry 8 decided it's time for you to stop playing. Yeah, exactly. It's going to do its best. Yeah, they'll have a good chance of putting us to sleep. Because they're level 9 and we're only level 8. And I'm playing on expert. And that's air resistance. 60, 70, 6. Yeah, we're going to be falling asleep here. Before that happens, we'll try to get our devil dust off here. And I'm going to try to get a web. Glad you're doing well, Stabby. I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. Maybe I'll catch a stream lately. Planets have not aligned. Totally understand. There's so many streams I wish I could catch. Okay, so we backfired the devil dust. Try again. Another backfire, really? Hey, D Forte, it's your turn to be renamed. It is failure time. Ron says, one other fun thing I like is Puss in Boots. Didn't get the boots until it was translated to French. And the cat wasn't the main character until then either. There's 2 Italian versions that predate the French version. Wow. That's crazy. So what was it then? Like if there were no boots, what was the title? Was it just Puss? Not Puss in Boots? That's really weird. It's about the character who gets the cat. In the very earliest version, it's actually a fairy? Wow. Weird. So did the gods respond? I did a prayer. Let's see what happens. I'm not seeing that. It's disabled, so it either failed or I already did it. Not really seeing it. Don't see any buffs or anything. My stamina's kind of low. Well, trying to decide if I want to wake someone up. Where are you at, green? Let's wake up orange. Okay.
What would I do if I had all the best stuff?
There's another example where if they didn't add the hat or boots, it wouldn't have been as popular. Really? Interesting. French author who did it made so many other additions to tales that made them definitive. Gotcha. Wow. No penetration scam. Most of the stories that we know today are because of that one guy. Wow. Interesting. All right, success.
Do not glory in death. Instead, rejoice that we are still alive.
Wow, we went through so much ammo. We're already going to need more fear bolts. Oh, here's some. Okay, good. We still need more. Okay, perfect. That was some good training there. You also wonder why some versions of stories never stick in the cultural memory, but others do. Fascinated thing. It was a fascinating thing that always interested me during the club. Yeah, the psychology aspect of it. It is interesting. Any kind of like culture related thing. It's interesting to see how people respond and think of things. Those look like Piercer Modi. Yep. Oh gosh, there's something else too. Soldier ants. Is there a queen ant? Because if there's a queen ant, I do not want to fight this. I don't think I see a queen ant. No. The queen ants are dark. They're like dark gray. Rain of 18. I'm going to try to throw this cherry bomb. Okay. That's why I did it outside of combat. So these guys usually pretty much bypass armor class, so the bless doesn't help there that much, but it will help with our chance to hit them a little bit. Extended range. He probably will end up losing a turn or two, like right then. Being afraid. And then we'll just do some whirlwinds, training. Ron says, frankly, I wish more RPGs used fairy tale elements. There's so many cool things to pull from. Yeah. I feel like Wizardry 6 does a decent amount. A lot of adventure games does fairy tale stuff. Especially like the King's Quest. King's Quest has so many. But yeah, that is cool. I do want to put more into my game. Some fairy tale elements. I've kind of done some of it. But there's so much I don't know. It'd be cool. I always like it too when it's something really subtle. Or something like where it flips it to be something different than what the fairy tale had. Like this, like the concept's similar, but it's like a really weird flip on it. I don't know if that makes sense. Ron says Roberta Williams was famous for it, yeah. Just let me know, I can recommend a tone for you. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, if you ever want to just throw out ideas on the Discord, Ron, under either send me a personal message. That's probably the best way, because it'll get lost otherwise if you post it in a normal channel. I mean, you can still post it there too, but I'll probably lose track of it. Ron says there's magic swords, magic horses, table claws that give you food if you say a magic word. Horses that can give you gold. Usually the magic horses look bad or malnourished, but they're the best ones. Can you get monster ideas too? Yeah. Absolutely. We're getting good crowd control with our fear bolts. Turning a dangerous battle into something manageable. Yeah, thanks. Appreciate it, Ron. I gotta get the remasters of the D&D games done, and then I can get back on my games. My game, I should say. Here's Sir Modai. We're doing pretty darn good with hit chance here. Let him run away.
Do not glory in death. Instead, rejoice that we are still alive.
Nice. Okay, do we have any extra attacks yet? Nope, just the ones with the higher speed. It's having a big impact on that. Okay. We'll do one more fight here. I don't see a Queen Ant. Ha! This Piercer Modai is staying in the background while this one comes forward. That's really funny. He's like, I'm not going there again.
This will be over in no time.
Ron's like, I saw what happened to the other 20 Piercer Modai. I'll be here supervising. You go ahead. I got your back. Yeah, exactly. He's like, no, no thanks. He has high wisdom. Come closer, we can blast them with that whirlwind. Hey, Lockpick, welcome in. How are you doing? It says need to refurbish the corner with a couch and small mini fridge for drinks. Is that what you're personally doing? Are you saying this corner here in the game? Safest place to fight enemies. Gotcha. Yeah. Definitely true. Rain is a big deal in this game. He's locked in. Now he's not. Now he can escape if he wants to. He's probably blocked again. Might as well be comfortable. Ron says, I don't think I ever asked this, but were the Wizardry games your first RPGs? Or the ones you remember the most? No, my first... From what I can remember, my first was seeing Dungeons and Dragons on... It's not really an RPG, but it's supposed to be, right? It was Dungeons and Dragons on the... television, I think. My cousin had it. But if you don't count something like that, I would say... I did see Wizardry 1 on an Apple that my friend had. I never had it, but his dad played it. So that would be the first one I've seen. The first one I played... I feel like it might have been Fantasy 2. No, it was probably Might and Magic 1. It was Might and Magic 1. I think I played Fantasy 2 around the same time. And then Pool of Radiance was about... See, here's the problem. They were all right around the same time. I never had Wizardry 1, so I missed the early...
Are you sure you know what you're doing?
That's funny. Are you sure you know what you're doing? She says, because I'm sitting there. Yeah, they were very compressed. Bard's Tale was around that same time. It was all just right around the same time. But I feel like it was either Fantasy 2 or Might and Magic 1. And then the first Wizardry I played was Wizardry 5. which was about, again, that same time. There were so many. And then NES had their, action RPGs. Like, people don't consider Zelda an RPG, but to me it's kind of an action RPG because you can improve your character and get different equipment and stuff. I did play like action RPGs at some arcades. These aren't traditional, of course.
You know, if you want me to hold the valuable stuff, I really don't mind.
So yeah, that's probably a bad answer, but that's the best I could come up with. He says, Might Magic 1. So you're a man of class and taste. Yeah, it was a great RPG. It took me like over a year to beat it because I didn't have any clue book or anything. It was a long time. Yeah, sure thing. All right, everyone. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.